Right, you guys asked for a video of cleaning out the gear position sensor, the GPS. So I thought I'd put together one in clips. So obviously it's on my K6 thou. This is what we're looking at, the front sprocket cover, and it's underneath this. I have taken this off once and cleaned it. That didn't work. So now I'm going to have to take it off and actually replace the sensor. I'll show you kind of the cleaning process as well if we need to, if you guys need to do it. But I'm going to have to remove the side fairing to get to the connection block. So the main tools you'll need, I'm going from memory here, are socket set with an 8mm socket. I've got a 10mm here to use for my adapter. Now it was stuck on good and proper, so I had to use this with the ratchet. This wouldn't actually open up the actual sensor itself, or wouldn't take the two bolts off. So I've got this. You might want to get something similar. That's not going to cut it. And then an extension bar as well. Screwdriver is just removing the fairings. Okay, so side fairing is now off, and we can see just under there, this bit, the white bit just here, that's the actual sensor itself. You see the wire running off of it, up under here, up, and then just out here. I've pulled it from underneath the actual tank and the frame itself. So that's where I need to disconnect mine, because I'm disconnecting it and replacing it. But obviously again we still need to remove, you can see one of the bolts under here, but the other one's tucked away up under here, so this needs. So guys, I forgot to say, to take this off, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. This is just connecting the speedo sensor, so we don't need to remove this at all. We need to take off the linkage down here, remove the gear linkage rod, where that connects to the shaft itself, otherwise we won't be able to get it out. So this is the first thing that needs to be undone, and then in order, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, which are all M8s. I use an extension bar just to get in with the panel on, but with it off it's not. Okay, so I now have access. Removed the cover, twisted it up out of the way, and just rested it gently on the frame. Obviously, as you can see, the rear set is twisted around as well, just to hold it out of the way. I keep the bolts in order, so bottom, next one up, top. So if you forget, refer back to this. That is second from the top, that is second from the bottom, and then those two are the same length, so it doesn't matter, and this just holds the cables in. But as we can see, we have full access to both of the two threads that we need to remove this sensor, which I'm going to do now. So this is the old sensor and where it's located. As you can see, there is an O-ring, and this needs to be either salvaged, replaced, or you can use the same one as long as it's in decent condition. You can see my front sprocket and chain is nice and clean, and the inside of my front sprocket casing is nice and clean, because last time I did this I actually gave that a really good clean, so it's a perfect opportunity to do that. And if you loosen this, actually feed this forward and take the wire off, you can pull this whole unit out further and get to the back of it to give it a proper good clean if you need to. So anyway, this is out. This is the area that spins in here and takes all the readings that are needed to give the bike the gear position. This is what you would clean, and this is what I gave a really good clean last time, but it hasn't worked for me, so it's being replaced. So I need to follow the wire and the cable and route the new cable in the same position, so I'm going to leave it as it is at the moment, feed the new wire up, connect it, and I'll come back. Okay, so here's the old one, very yellow, and the new one nice and shiny and white and clear. As you can see, missing an O-ring, and I have fed this back up along the same route and reconnected it just in here. So I'm going to pop the O-ring on here, and then I'm going to plug it back in and then do up the bolts with a nice bit of thread lock. So that's the other thing I forgot. Gloves, essential when you're dealing with front sprocket chain, anything like that. And thread lock. You want to put a little bit of blue, I personally like to use because it's non-permanent, or red thread lock to hold this in place. There it is. New TPS in place, or GPS, sorry. So yeah, watch these two screws or bolts. Shouldn't try not to thread or cross thread the the engine. That's never a good idea. So just, you know, put them in loosely, and then obviously find the perch, and then give them a good go in after that. I just use this to tighten it back up and give it a good twist right at the end by hand. That's absolutely tight enough. And that's back in place. It's plugged in at the top. This all's got to go back on, and then we are done. Had you been cleaning it, obviously you'd give it a clean first of all, pop it back in, try it. You can pop some contact silicone or adhesive or whatever, you know, cleaning fluid. There's a grease, should I say, that you can put in here which stops corrosion. If you're having problems with it, use it. I personally don't, never had to, but that's just me. Anyway, that's it. All done and dusted, button everything back up, and you are done.